Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Hope you had a good weekend. Your month's off to a good start. And taking a few moments here, if you will, like, share, comment, and then you can join me in the 37th chapter of the book of Genesis, beginning in verse number 12. And kind of a difficult passage this morning for maybe a little different reason than I might say difficult passage ordinarily. It's not hard to interpret, not hard to understand. It's pretty straightforward what is going on. But pulling a lesson out of it is a little bit hard because it's really setting us up for what's coming. And so this is kind of just a change of scenery as we move from the story of Jacob now into the story of Joseph in the next movement here in the book. Verse 12 tells us that the brothers went to pasture their father's flock near Shechem. And Israel said to Joseph, "Are not your brothers pasturing the flock at Shechem? Come, I will send you to them." And he said to him, "Here I am." So he said to him, "Go now, see if it is well with your brothers and with the flock, and bring me word." So he sent him from the valley of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. And the man found him wandering in the fields, and the man asked him, "What are you seeking?" "I'm seeking my brothers," he said. "Tell me, please, where they are pasturing the flock." And the man said, "They have gone away, for I heard them say, 'Let us go to Dothan.'" So Joseph went after his brothers and found them at Dothan. Again, this is really just setting the stage for what is about to transpire. In case you're not putting all the pieces together here for what's happening, Jacob has sent 10 of the brothers. They have gone and taken the flock to pasture, and they have went to Shechem. Now, it doesn't say so here, but I think it's safe to assume that they've been gone a while. Because at some point after the brothers went, his father said to him, "Where's your brothers?" "They've been gone for a while." And he said, "Well, go check on them, see how they're doing." And so he sends them, and Joseph goes, and he can't find them. He's wandering around, and evidently someone sees him wandering and asks him, "What are you doing wandering around out here?" And he tells them, "I'm looking for my brothers." And he says, "Oh, I heard them say they were going to Dothan." And so Dothan is where Joseph goes. And, I guess if you really are desperate for a lesson here, there's perhaps a good parenting lesson that we might take away from this passage, that all the brothers were going to take care of the animals except Joseph, that he was being spoiled. We most of you know the story. I don't think I'm getting too far ahead of myself here. You know what's going to happen with Joseph. His brothers are going to throw him in a hole, then they're going to sell him into slavery, and that's horrible. And I don't think there's any way we can justify what they did. But I think as human beings, we can understand it, that Joseph has been babied and pampered and held in front of their face, over their head, whatever you want to call it, their whole life. They've been sent out into the pastures to take care of the animals, and Joseph's been allowed to sit back at home and presumably do nothing or next to nothing, and obviously they're going to be a little bit jealous. And again, we see the danger. We could apply that lesson to the workplace or the home, or a lot of places. The danger of favoritism and overprotecting one at the expense of the rest. We've probably all worked in environments like that where there was one. Maybe the school, we used to, they call them the teacher's pets. And just again, just a simple warning. Not a lot of lesson that not a lot of wisdom I can drop on you here, because again, this passage is just kind of again, a transition passage leading us into the rest of Joseph's story. But it does kind of serve as a reminder to us to be careful of how we treat others, that we treat others fairly, that we treat others right. Obviously, these brothers felt like their daddy didn't treat them fairly. He didn't treat them right. Treated them worse than he did Joseph, and it eventually led to division in the family. Obviously, there was the sending the flock to Shechem to be pastured. There was some measure of danger to it, because at some point he gets worried enough to send Joseph to check on him, but he wasn't. He didn't send Joseph to start with, and so, like I said, this was bad for Joseph, and bad for the brothers, bad for the family, and again, just a simple reminder of treating everybody around us fairly, regardless of their position, their skin color, their culture, their economy. That we treat people fairly, and that is a fairly simple lesson, but one that can definitely, if we fail at it, can hurt our Christian testimony in the workplace and in our family, of how we treat others. Not a great theological lesson, not a lot of Greek and Hebrew involved there, but it is one that most of us, we probably every now and then need to be reminded of how we treat others. All right, like I said, that sets us up for the rest of Joseph's story, and I appreciate you taking a few moments here this morning. All right, have a great day. We'll see you